Brain Candy Podcast.
Episode 819. Hello.
How the heck are you, Suze?
Pretty good. We have, tonight, I'm going to link in some spring choral concert.
Oh my goodness.
I always cry.
Of course you do.
And they're singing Moana.
Oh my God, I would die. I'm going to need to see a video. I'm going to need to see this. You have to show me.
What's
this
that
is
one?
Like,
you know, it's like,
staring at the edge of the water, long as
I'm gonna lose
I
it.
can remember, never really knowing why. That one?
It's a banger.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's it, but
That's it.
I'm kidding. Obviously, I know it. I know every single fucking word.
It's like, yeah, that's
Please.
it.
It's my favorite song on repeat. No.
It's so good, and it's going to be special.
That's really cute.
I get so into it. I don't know why. Well, music makes me emotional. You know how I am at concerts. It's embarrassing. But then if you add the part that it's my kid and everything.
Please, you're going to be a mess. Now, how are you going? How is he feeling, considering he's not exactly musically inclined?
Oh my gosh. It is bad.
I don't feel like we talk about this enough on here. I told my mom, I said, Mom, guess what? Susie's son. I said, what would be like the worst thing? And she goes, don't say it. And he can't even clap on beat. And she's like, no, this can't be right. It's like I told her your son has a terminal illness.
Yeah.
Which in a way, it is terminal.
Yeah. It's like a life sentence. And he's beat deaf and tone deaf. And
I didn't know those were two different things.
Yeah.
Oh, because a tone and a beat. You can stay on beat, but maybe you can't match the tone.
He can't do either.
So he's just going to be out there just hitting Moana notes. Like, hopefully.
He does say that he tries to keep it down. And I thank him for that.
Oh, he just mouths the word.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe because it's tragic and there's not a lot you can do. I mean, you can get a little better, but I mean,
there's
it's no Celine Dion, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's a tragedy. I feel so bad for him because, I wonder if they're
I feel worse for you
it.
guys.
Yeah, we're the ones that have to listen to it.
Yeah, my mom's like, but they're so musical, the whole family. What about all the instruments there?
I know.
Yeah, because I don't know if I shared this on here, but when I was in Costa Rica, I had this amazing night that one of my mom's friends, my mom's taken music classes.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Oh, I did talk about this, about the
I wonder
kid?
if it was on the air.
I don't think it was.
No, it was just with me personally.
Just with us. Okay, so
go ahead.
So my mom's taking these music classes, and this guy is like a ex-music producer who then moved to Costa Rica and set up a music studio in his own house. He's got a guitar, like every amazing guitarist Oh, Sting's guitar? Yeah, he's got it in there. Like the actual guitar that Sting played, like that. It's like a museum in his house, And my mom said that to me, and I was like, let's see. We'll see when we get there. Holy shit. She was right. It was like going into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It was awesome.
Fun.
And he invited over, and the whole reason he set this up is because he's a huge fan of the challenge and knew me from... It's a crazy... I wouldn't even believe it if I didn't hear it myself. I have to tell you the whole story now.
Yeah, you didn't tell me this part.
No, I didn't. So my mom is looking for music lessons, and she meets this guy, and she's like, wow, only $50? Sure. Especially he's got this big setup and amazing and everything. And she's talking to him about her kids and about this and that. And, he knows that her last name is Rice. And they were talking about women being able to do things and being handy and stuff like that. And she's like, oh yeah, my daughter, she's just gonna go changes car tires and she could do all of that. And he goes, your daughter wouldn't happen to be Sarah Rice, would she? And my mom's like, how the fuck do you know that?
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
And he goes, I'm a huge challenge fan, and I can only think of one badass who I know with the last name Rice. And I just thought I'd say it because maybe you look alike. And sure enough, it's me.
That's
and
so fun.
Isn't that crazy how that happened? So he was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm going to meet her and I'm going to invite all these people over for this at-home concert. And there was this kid who's coming and making his way around different, music venues around the world. He's this piano prodigy who's 10 years old named Saul, who's from, and I've tried to find him on Instagram and I can't find him yet, but I know it exists. Because he's so talented. He's like on the Today Show, all this stuff. He's like going around and like showing off these musical skills. This guy, he is the opposite of Lincoln.
I was just going to say.
I mean, Susie, I have video of it. And the whole time my mom and I were talking like, poor Susie. This is like this could be her life. Like just like picking up and jamming with the like, and this kid was playing with musicians who were so seasoned and had never met them before. And they're like, hey, it's like a G and then an E flat. And then he goes, oh, like this. And next thing you know, I'm hearing like a concert, like they're playing the songs by the Police and like he's singing. And I'm like, this is.
It seems like effortless, you know? Effortless.
And it was the most beautiful, magical thing to be in that room and to hear a 10-year-old with this. I cried. Uncontrollably. Like I was like, I can't help it. And his mom is there, of course. And his mom's like, I cry all the time too. Don't worry. Like you're not alone. We all cry. And then there was one song he sang at the end and all of us were crying. We're like, we can't not get emotional hearing this little baby angel sing and play the piano. And like, it's such,
what a gift.
When you're around somebody who's like, it feels like selected. It feels spiritual and supernatural.
That's right.
It's like this child has been blessed in a way that I'm just in awe and want to be in the presence of this.
Yeah, I feel like
magical.
whenever, like in Alice in Wonderland, when that cat gets those eyes that go like in circles. Whenever I hear like really special music, I go into like this weird mode. Yeah, because it's transcendent.
Yes.
And it's like soul. Great. It touches your soul. Yeah. That's really special. Tonight won't be like that.
It'll still touch your soul.
It will.
And it'll still be moving and magical and all the good stuff.
No thanks to Lincoln.
But he has heart.
Yeah.
He has so much heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's like Nelson on the challenge.
Yeah, it's funny because I was writing out little Lincoln's birthday card and I was like making a list of all the qualities that I like about him. And then I wrote heart. And then I was like, Susie is going to make that joke. And I'm like, there you go. You already did it. He hasn't even opened the card yet.
That's funny. Yeah. So it'll be special.
Yes.
And you're just mountain climbing and
I'm mountain climbing. I did want to share this because I had this one. I'm like, I got to talk about this because it's just so, I don't know. Is it relatable? Maybe. I had what I think is one of the worst things that could happen to somebody, really.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you're going to be like, you're overreacting, and maybe I am. But I was driving in the car and feeling my chin like you do, and I was like, oh, yeah, there she is.
Don't say it.
I got my little hair. I've got like a couple of them. There's like 2 or 3 that like hang out. So I feel the hair, and I'm like, ooh, and you know, I'm over 30, so of course I've got the tweezers in the car.
Yes.
And like in the console.
Cars should come equipped with tweezers.
They should. It's like appropriate size cup holders and tweezers. And like, if you don't know about this, then just wait. Just wait.
Just you wait.
Just you wait. So nobody is exempt. I feel like everybody like gets this.
Even if it's just your eyebrows, like
just like a rogue hair. Because you
can see them real good in the natural light.
So I'm like, ooh, it's perfect. It's just the right length. And I get out my little tweezers and then I pull.
Oh no.
And then the worst thing that could possibly happen when you're pulling out chin hair happens.
What?
It breaks. And then you get that thing where it's like then get stuck in your chin and then you're like now got a little scab and then you're like, well, I could feel it under there, but I can't pick at it. And then what if it breaks again? And now it's like, okay, now it's like a week until I'm going to be able to get that sucker out again. And I was just like,
These problems that make me happy because a few months ago, there were way bigger problems. They were way bigger problems.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, if the chin hair breaking is the worst thing that happened to you this week, it's a good week, my friend.
That's right. It is a good week. Is on the mend. This makes me happy.
Yes, I'm on the mend. I'm feeling really good. I actually am. It is crazy to think about like a life with no pain and how much pain I was in before. I have these moments where I'm just like, oh wow, how freeing. Like
I'm happy that you're entering the stage where you can just enjoy
the like living
wombless life.
Yeah. just life.
The
right.
pain-free life.
And the next person who's with me is going to get the best version of me ever, because like all the thing that made me so frustrated all the time is gone there. You know, I think I've shared this on the podcast before, but I have this acronym that it's not like mine. It's like an acronym that's out there that if you're feeling upset or feeling like you're just struggling, that you have to HALT. HALT. I think we've shared this. Hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. Are you any of those things? Because you're not going to be able to respond like your normal self if you're one of those things. And I argue that we should throw in the word a P, like add a P in there too. It should be like, I don't know, HALT with a P, PHALT, fault. It's not my fault. PHALT, because it should be if you're in pain, hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. Because if you're in pain, so I'm adding that to it. It's not my fault. PHALT.
That's a good one.
So, look.
Yes, good idea. And you're so right. Because anybody even that's like pulled out their back. Have you ever, had like...
I can remember I was dating a guy who did that once, and I was like, I had never done that myself. It had to happen. And I was like, oh, this guy, like, what? Come on, stop. How bad is it? And then I did, and I was like, holy shit. I instantly thought of him and felt like I should call him. I should call him and apologize. It's been like 15 years.
Make amends.
I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Because it's hard to even function when it's pain because it's distracting. It's like all you can think about.
Yes.
I'll tell you what I do that helps ease my pain. And that's have a little sip of naked wine.
Oh, my gosh. Yes. Chin chin.
I'll show you what I have.
Give me a rundown.
Naked wine. This is Arabella Reserve Chardonnay.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm having
I love when the labels are ones that I'm like not used to seeing in the grocery store. I'm like so sick and tired of the same old.
Very nice South African Chard. Naked Wine has just really great options, and they send stuff I like, different stuff each month, and it's based on the quiz that I took that, I picked the type of things that I tend to go for. Yeah. And then they send these like really cool winemakers I've never heard of, like you said, but they're top quality. It's not the dregs, and award-winning wines. And then you get to try all different ones. And this deal is not to be missed if you happen to be a drinker. So head to nakedwines.com/braincandy and then click enter voucher in the top right and put in brain candy for both the code and password to get 6 bottles of wine for just $39.99 with shipping included. That's $100 off and less than $7 a bottle. That's nakedwines.com/braincandy and use the code and password braincandy and grab 6 bottles for $39.99. One last time, nakedwines.com/braincandy, code and password braincandy for $100 off your first 6 bottles. That is like, you can't even get a box of wine.
Can't beat it with a stick.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
Okay, onward.
Okay, well, let's dive into some fun things that I have to talk about today. I have so much stuff and so many things. I'm going to do that thing where it's like a hose that's been like you pinched for a while, then you open it, just everything comes shooting out, because I'm like, okay, let's try to be calm about all my.
Yes,
so
take a breath.
Yeah, I am going to pose a theory, but first I'm going to lay out my evidence.
Okay.
We can title this episode or something along the lines of the theme of this episode is like things uncovered and discovered.
Okay.
All right. So there have been a lot of discoveries in the paleontology world lately, and they have made me think. So there was one recently, this new fossil that was found, and man, is it beautiful. I'll show you the picture of it. So the fossil, how it was preserved is different than most fossils we found because it was preserved in silica, which is like glass. And so it's like captured inside the silica, and it's allowed the paleontologists to explore the skin, this fossilized skin, in a way that we've never seen before. First of all, look at how beautiful it is.
Wow.
That's it under, it's under ultraviolet light, so it glows like that. But you can see that it's like fully encapsulated, and we can really like test.
So the skin was preserved.
Very well preserved.
Wow, that's wild.
Yes. Okay, so this is from a dinosaur that's a partially feathered dinosaur, and it's called the Psittacosaurus, and it has both feathers and reptile scales. And so they think this is a really interesting specimen. They've already found one before, but not ever this preserved. And it's an interesting specimen to find because it's kind of like, how we're looking for like the missing link, between evolution to see the, how we have evolved. What they're looking for is something called zoned development, which is insight into how they evolved from scales to feathers. Because, we say like the chicken is the closest relative to like the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and
right, because
like,
it's feathery, but then underneath it's all that weird.
Right. And we can see that we know that's how it evolved, but we don't have those missing links in there, those pieces where we have a fossil or something where it has the feathers. So everybody's just kind of guessing on like what these dinosaurs look like.
Yeah, what do they got?
So this is, we've got these pictures, luckily, and they used the ultraviolet light, like I said, to identify these different patches. So what they found is that this dinosaur, had patches of feathers and then these bald regions as well. And they looked at the skin under X-rays, and they can see all of like the cellular structures to say like, yeah, there were definitely feathers here. And their theories as to why they would have feathers are maybe it's to protect against injury or dehydration or parasites. I can understand the parasites. I get that. Like it feels like birds and, have you seen those videos of like whales who will come up to the surface and like the fishermen will like pick the parasites off they get like these little like they're like sea lice in a way, and you just like pick them off of them. Yeah. And so I thought maybe, okay, an animal that lived underwater is really affected by parasites. They can't grow feathers. Maybe outside, like somehow this was like how they evolved to not.
So you're telling me, I know this sounds stupid, and every time we talk about dinosaurs, I sound so dumb.
You don't, Susie. I think nobody knows it. We're just like guessing over here.
So the feathers were first.
Okay. This is where our timeline, I'm so glad you said that because, okay, continue with your thought.
Well, I was just making sure I got the order right. Like they're trying to figure out why it went from feathers to scales?
No, other way around. Scales to feathers. Yeah, because it was like...
Right, okay, because you're saying they were in water, so if they come out of the water, then they may need a feather on there.
Yeah, dinosaurs, it's like in the water animals, then they hopped up on land, and then they were reptiles for a while, like lizardy looking, and then they started to evolve into... Now it's like turkey and the chicken
and stuff. Okay.
Yeah. So we're like, what the hell? How did that happen? And what's going on there? So this fossil is from 135 to 120 million years ago.
That's quite a few years.
And also quite a range. Just like,
right.
15 million year range that it may come from.
True.
Like, okay.
Yeah, good work, everybody.
We're accurate, but like, are we? Only to a range. Okay, so that's the first dinosaur to talk about. And you've heard the range of 135 million years ago. Then I read a separate story about another dinosaur that they're like, oh, isn't this guy cute? They say they found fossils of this dinosaur that has the shortest arms. You know how T-Rex has those short, teeny tiny little arms? Well, this one, T-Rex is like big arm energy compared to this guy.
No!
Yeah, look at this. So here's this dinosaur.
Lord.
And you could see it's what is that? It's like a nub.
I was going to say, it looks like an amputation almost.
Right. Now this of course is their
rendering.
Like AI rendering of an actual photo, of the dinosaur. So, right? Like, just so we're clear, they didn't have those. This guy is called the Colkin Inakiali.
Listen.
Something like that. Who knows?
They need some work on the naming thing. So,
this guy showed up 70 million years ago.
Okay.
That's way sooner.
Right.
Now, here we have one fossil from 135 million years ago that has patches, and we haven't seen that before because it hasn't been able to preserve the skin and everything enough to be able to see the feathers on them.
Right.
I don't believe that is where his little arms ended. I don't believe. We just have the fossils. We don't have tissue samples. We don't have anything like that. How do we know that from those little nubs weren't some other kind of like bone, like, birds' bones are hollow?
No.
How well? Susie?
I don't know a lot of animal trivia, Sarah.
Oh, okay, this is fair. I forget that I'm a weirdo in this. I have to remember that, like other people don't read every single word on every single little thing at the zoo and memorize it all like a crazy person and then go home and look it up. Yes, that's how birds can fly and why they're so lightweight, because birds' bones are hollow.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I really should have maybe
thought
about how they
are
up there.
bird bones hollow?
No, don't question yourself. I don't know anything.
I really thought they were, but I'm going to have to do a quick little...
remember when I was telling you how Lincoln did that?
Right, and they throw up the owl.
Yeah. That's a bird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
bird bones.
They were very light. I didn't look into whether they were hollow.
Oh, thank God. Yes.
Okay. Whew, what a relief.
Full of airspace. Yes.
Our trivia crown is still intact.
Thank God. Thank God. Okay. We're going to have to give it up and it'll be a whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So how do we know? And they're probably going to be like, Sarah, we know. But I'm just saying, what happened? We got 70 million years unaccounted for between those two. We have feathers on the one from 135 million years ago. And you're telling me no feathers, just scales on the one 70 million years ago?
What? I love that it's like a conspiracy for you.
I'm not like a conspiracy, but I just feel like we come out like, this is what they look like,
Yeah.
And this is how they are. And I would say animals, humans are so sure of themselves.
Yeah.
We're like, yep, that's the facts. And then we're like, actually, when we learn a little bit more. And
so your theory is that what?
Maybe those weren't little teeny tiny arms, because tell me the evolutionary advantage to having no arms.
Yeah, what could they be useful for?
It feels like those look like they should just have some wings attached. And what if... I don't know. Fucking A. I have no idea. But I just feel like that maybe that's not the end of their body right there. Because why?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Yeah, tell me why. Why do you have... What is that?
But you kind of wish it was like a dragon.
I mean,
scenario.
I'd be cool.
That would be very cool.
It'd be super cool.
She's crossing her little tiny fingers.
Yeah, this. I just don't understand.
Are they super stoked about this finding? These scientists? Are they?
Yeah, about the glass one, the feather ones. Yeah, they're real excited about
excited.
that. Yeah, and we have just different tools to be able to scan these and look in, just different.
Yeah,
measuring
they can get to the
devices,
bottom of things.
I love it. And
I tell you an animal that I can look at every day, and that is my kitty cats. And I mean, Lava's getting bigger and bigger because she's stealing all of the smalls that she just can't get enough of. This food is the real deal. If you have cats, you should at least do the deal that we have, because you will see it. It's so awesome.
Deal of a lifetime. It's great. I told you, my friend messaged me and she's like, 50% off everything?
Yeah. And whenever
yes.
Sarah gets her cat finally.
Yes.
Then...
My cat is going to come to me. I know it. And then that cat is going to be so happy because she'll be eating smalls.
This is human grade food, but somehow it doesn't smell like all the other gross wet food that you've ever tried to give your cats. 10 out of 10 for ingredient quality and for how much my cats love it. Yeah. And they drink way less water now because they're not chowing down on the equivalent of cat pretzels only. Now is the time to make the switch to Smalls. Head to smalls.com/braincandy. Use promo code braincandy at checkout for 50% off your first order, plus free shipping. That's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use our code braincandy for 50% off your first order. One last time, that's promo code braincandy for 50% off your first order, plus free shipping.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Here's a follow-up to our conversation about our bird bones hollow. So, first of all, it's calling bird bones hollow is kind of misleading because all animals have hollow bones in that way. We have stuff that's filled, like marrow and stuff inside of it. So what birds have is pneumaticized bones, meaning they're full of air spaces. So if you look, you can see.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
That looks like like a cavity in your tooth.
Yeah, totally. And it says this adaptation helps birds fly more efficiently as lightweight bones reduce the metabolic cost of flight. However, this is interesting, bird skeletons don't actually weigh any less than the skeletons of similarly sized mammals. For example, the skeleton of a 2-ounce songbird weighs just as much as the skeleton of a 2-ounce rodent. Yet somehow, even though they weigh the same, it helps them in flight. So what the fuck is up with that?
What is up with that? I just watched the Dark Side of Comedy about Tracy Morgan, and you know his character on SNL, Brian Fellows? He's like an animal. He's like an animal guy.
Yes,
he's like,
yes,
safari outfit.
Yes,
and he's always I'm Brian Fellows, and that bird is crazy because he's like gay or whatever. It is hilarious. And every time you talk about birds, I'm like, that bird's crazy.
That bird's crazy. Can you tell me a little bit about the Dark Side of Comedy with Tracy Morgan? It's about the accident?
Yeah, that is just discussed, and his health problems that he had, and like substance abuse stuff before that. And you know how he's beloved? Like, when he got in that accident.
I love him. And I'm like, am I still...
Nothing bad.
Okay,
it's really just about that. But
just
what I loved about it was, I know this sounds silly, but the importance of representation, I know intellectually that it matters. And I support like writers' rooms with all different kinds of voices in it. Mm-hmm. But his Dark Side of Comedy episode really showed why, because he came from like, I forget if it's what part of New York, but you know, like the inner city. Yeah. And he's being on this show with all these writers that are like Harvard Lampoon guys, like Conan O'Brien type people. And like, their life experiences are totally different. Right. And their references, and he would like pitch all these sketches that they were like, didn't get. Oh, and
that would be so frustrating. All you need is one other voice in there that's, one other person that could hear you.
Because what he was also known for on SNL was he would always be like, I'm the other black guy. That's what he always referred to himself as. You know, I'm Tracy Morgan, the other black guy. Because there was Tim Meadows and Tracy Morgan, and that was it. And I bet that's a lonely feeling when you're doing funny stuff and nobody gets it. Yeah. Because they didn't grow up in that environment or context. But I do recommend it. It is really good.
Yeah, okay,
and
good.
I'm just adorable glad to hear and hilarious.
Like, I'm just like,
he's not problematic.
Can he not be problematic? Because I really love him.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah,
he's
and
good.
30 Rock, he was on that, right?
Yes. Yeah, and he kept giving Tina Fey credit. Like, she saw the funny and, kept championing him.
Do you want to hear first about puppy dog eyes or a mystery in Colorado?
Ooh, I love a mystery.
Okay, let's talk about the mystery. So, this has been floating around TikTok, like, just recently. I heard the story, and it's a Colorado story. So, I think that's why it came across my desk, to say. And so this guy, I don't even fucking know what his name is. Doesn't even matter. Comstock is his last name, I think. Levi Comstock. So he is this. He has a YouTube channel, but he owns an epoxy company. So he like does epoxy work, and he like videotapes him like doing construction stuff like that. So it's like not related. This is not a person who like is in the scene that I'm about to talk about. Right. He's just a regular guy. Yeah. So over the weekend, this was just this last weekend, he posted this video where he talks about this discovery that he made. So he lives out in a remote area of Colorado that's right on the border between Colorado and Utah, and really remote. Like, he was out like four-wheeling and like off-roading and out in like the backcountry. And he comes across this body of water that has a fence around it, like a barbed wire fence. Like, He's like, oh, this is kind of weird, like out in the middle of nowhere. Like, why is this fenced off? This is like odd. Like, nobody even comes out here. And I'm like the only person here. She starts looking around, and he starts to notice shoes. And not just like somebody dropped off a pair of shoes, but these are like multiple pairs of shoes. Well, he finds like a pair of heels where like the heel's been broken off, and like one shoe is on one side of the leg, one shoe is on the other. And there weren't just like, okay, say you're out hiking with the fam and you see a pair of women's like heeled boots in the middle of nowhere. Mm-hmm. How many more pairs of shoes would you have to find before you were like, this is suspicious?
Like, if they're fancy like heels?
Yes. We're talking fancy.
Just a couple more pairs.
How about 10 pairs?
10 pairs of women's heels?
Yeah, and it gets weirder. Then he's like, yeah, this is weird. I gotta come back here. So he goes home and he brings back his friends who have like dogs that aren't cadaver dogs or anything, but they're just hunting dogs, and they're like smelling around. And
they've
like
got a good sniffer.
Good sniffer.
Yeah.
So they bring him to this. There's like piece of what looks like plastic, something sticking out of the pond, and they go and like dig that up a bit, and it's a T-shirt that has been filled with rocks and tied up. Like, why are you trying to sink clothes? And it almost looks like in this area, like this was a larger body of water that maybe then dried out, and now, you know, kind of like a la Lake Mead when they were like, oh, look at all the dead bodies and the oil barrels and shit. That this is like drying out, and now could this be some serial killer's dumping ground?
Right, because if it were shoes that
devil's advocate.
Yeah, like if it were hiking boots.
Right.
Right. And then I do remember when there was a location that kept having like severed feet.
I was telling my mom this story, and she goes, I remember that. It was like they found one foot, right? And I was like, no, yes, you're right. That was the feet that kept washing up on shore, which still were like,
but then they sorted that out.
Oh, they did? What did they say?
Yeah. They were like, we know it seems, grisly and disturbing, but it really is just a function of like, people die at sea naturally, and then the fish eat parts, and then the foot like floats off.
Yeah.
Okay. But why
understandable
are they heels?
If they're right? Why are there heels, and why are there pairs?
Why are there pairs?
That's the thing. Oh, I get goosebumps. That's the thing that I'm like, And then the article that I read, because this is like brand new, the article I read said we've reached out to like the sheriff's department is investigating the area and has declined to comment.
I hate when they decline to comment.
I know, me too. I'm like, fucking comment already. We have
just
questions.
Be like, hey, we're looking into it. This is weird. Just say, yeah, you're right. That is odd. Let's get to the bottom of it. Just say that.
So let's play the game of what could the
what do you got? Yeah, Sarah's got a theory.
Susie, my theory is serial killer. It's
right.
I'm trying to think, and I was going through as I was driving over here, like thinking, like what I'm going to talk about today and everything. I was like,
we're going to solve a mystery.
Think of a logical explanation. I mean, does this guy? Is it because it's definitely a man? I mean, we know that. No woman is behind this. And other thing you need to know: a range of sizes.
I did want to know that.
Don't you? Because if it's just because my first thought went to maybe some weird foot fetish or not some. Okay. Fetish. I was like some guy who loves to put on like women's shoes and like. But
are they big?
No, a range of sizes from like size 5.5 to 10.
Like normal lady sizes.
Normal lady sizes. That was my question, because I'm like, if these are like odd sizes or they fit men's shoes, then this is what's that president who they found a bunch of shoes? He like loved.
I think J. Edgar Hoover. Do you mean?
Yeah, was it J. Edgar Hoover? Yeah, it was a crossdresser or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so you think it was either a guy with a foot fetish or something, or crossdresser, or a serial killer, or both.
Why would you get shoes, go to a remote location?
What about a photo shoot? You know.
And they all the models abandon their footwear at the end. like we're talking, there's a mouse on the window!
What are you going to do?
It's outside! I think it's outside. Oh my God, it's crawling up the window.
Take a video. Sarah's in fight or flight. Oh, I forgot she has a phobia of things that scurry.
Oh, where'd he go? I'm looking at the camera now. I don't see him. I feel like he's on me.
He's not on you, Sarah. Sarah, you're safe. You're safe.
Oh my God. I actually might
It's
start
outside.
crying.
It's outside.
Is he outside?
I don't know. I can't even see him.
He just jumped. Oh my God. He just jumped. He's outside. He just jumped. Oh my fucking God. Okay, now I want to rescue him. Okay, poor guy. Oh my God, something's happening. Help. I'm going to cry.
Sarah, is it inside or outside?
No, it's outside. But,
okay, God.
Let me explain the situation. I need to calm down. I know people who thought maybe that my fear of things that scurry was false. I just want you to know that I can't breathe. Oh my God, I might cry a little bit right now. I'm having that emotional thing. I don't know why. Oh, I'm scared, and it's a stupid mouse. Okay, here's this. Oh, he's climbing. Let me get video. Oh, here's the situation. Okay, so oh my God. I jumped again. Okay, I'm gonna send this to you. Oh my God. We have to save him now. Now, what's the thing?
That's the part I don't understand.
Okay, let me explain this to you. So, I have my studio in the basement of the basement level of my friend's place. There is a storm drain, like with the window that they have a window, and then there's like that metal storm drain thing. There's a name for them. I can't remember what the fuck they're called. He is stuck at the bottom of it, and he's trying to get out, and he's climbing the screen, and then gets to the top of the screen and makes a giant leap, and then keeps falling.
Okay, what are you gonna do?
I probably got to rescue it. Oh, he's really scared. He's jumping up and down.
What do you think you should go rescue it?
I can't do it.
What, is your friend home?
Oh, my friend's somebody is home.
I'm sorry.
Do I have to tell him?
I don't mean to laugh, but this is really funny.
Susie, I'm going to send you the video right now, and then you're going to... Oh, my God. This is the craziest thing that's ever...
I've never seen anything like what is happening with Sarah right now.
I know.
In my entire life.
Can you imagine? Don't ever let the challenge get a hold of this.
Right.
Because...
Truly.
You know what they would do if they knew?
Yes, I do.
I never told anyone because I knew what would happen if I did. They would put me in a tank of rats.
Let me see this video.
Oh my God.
They would put me in a tank of rats. Hold on.
Can't. This was not the content I was thinking about bringing you for the rest of the episode.
I can see why this freaked you out.
Watch him jump.
It is a really big window. Oh, the jump is horrifying. It
horrifying.
is.
He's done it like 10 times already.
You gotta help him, Sarah. It's just a nice little friend. Member 5.
Okay. I'm gonna just float the idea past my friend upstairs, and we're gonna see what he does. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a man?
Yeah.
Okay.
My friend Ashley's out of town, and her friend was moving, and he's like, "Hey, can I crash at your place?"
He won't mind.
Yeah, he won't mind. He'll just have to rescue this little mouse. Okay, I'm gonna just explain the situation. I'll be right back.
Okay, while she's gone, I'm going to tell you why she, after this whole incident, is going to need some sustenance. And thankfully, she, like I, get factor meals. And she won't have to think about a recipe. She won't have to get the ingredients. She doesn't have to do anything. And thank God, because she is in no state of mind to be handling any kind of dangerous cooking paraphernalia. But it gets even better because factor meals are ready to roll restaurant quality meals with premium ingredients like filet mignon, shrimp, blackened salmon, and they are yummalicious. They keep you in and out of the kitchen. 2 minutes. It's like put them in the oven or whatever, and in they go, out they come, and they are so good. Dietitian approved. But they're just great for like to keep in your fridge for those nights when you do not want to think about what you're cooking, which for me is a lot. They have Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. They're all wonderful. They're never frozen. These are like really fresh and great tasting. Head to factormeals.com/braincandy50 and use code braincandy50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code braincandy50 at factormeals.com/braincandy50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. Sarah?
And we're talking about Factor, which I just ordered again for myself. I'm so excited because I was like, I can't deal with moving into a new house and making food for myself. I haven't even unpacked my pots and pans. So I ordered that and I was like so surprised at how cost effective it was.
Yeah, they're really...
Like, holy shit. I'm out of my mind.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. But he's in a conference call right now. So that was my reaction.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to wait. The mouse isn't going to die.
What would you do if you had a...
He's not going to die right now. He's fine. He's just panicking.
Would you feel the same way if you had gloves on? You would, right?
100%. Did you not see the jump, Susie? Did you not see the jump? That is what people don't know about little rodents, is that they could jump. And I've already had a mouse jump on me. I saw this happen in a movie theater, and ever since then... I can't. Crawled up my leg and jumped onto the wall.
It is scary.
That was my villain origin story.
I get it, because even like a grasshopper freaks me out because you don't know where they're gonna jump. A stink bug, I get it.
My heart.
Yeah, that was as intense.
Oh my God!
Not again. He's climbing up.
I just have to not watch.
What do you think I could do to get you to
0, 0, 0?
There's no way.
Oh my God, I want him to make. Oh, he jumped again. Oh,
he could die from exhaustion.
Oh, Susie, don't make. I can't. I can't. This is what's gonna because I can't choose his life or mine. Oh, I can't.
You feel like it would be sacrificing yourself.
Oh my God. No, because he's going to be... Then I see all those stories of like when you rescue an animal and they come back and they're like, you saved me. Here's this thing. Like I brought you this little...
It's like an Aesop's fable over there right now. It is...
my heart. I wish why am I not... Okay, what if I put something... Oh, he's trying so hard. I got to put something down there for him to climb up.
Yeah, maybe we could fashion some sort of... like something for him to climb out on.
Don't go that way, buddy. Go the other way.
What can we use to get him to climb out on? Maybe even like a little rock? How steep is it?
It's straight up and down. And it is,
how far is it from bottom to out?
4 feet. Oh, you know what? There's a what about this? There's a couch cushion, not a couch cushion, but like an outdoor cushion.
They can go up on a pillow.
And what if I like threw the pillow over? I can't watch him jump anymore. And what if I threw the pillow over?
Do it.
And then ran away?
Do it.
Okay, I'm going to go do that.
But can you set up your phone to video what you're about to do?
Okay. Oh God. Wish me luck. Godspeed. Here we go.
Okay.
Sarah, this is okay. You could do it. You could do hard things. You're brave. I'm brave. We're brave. You fucking do crazy things.
She's still talking.
This is fucking little thing.
What happened?
I couldn't do it. I put the thing didn't stretch all the way down. The pillow. Oh, and now it's just hanging there. Maybe he'll like jump onto that.
Yeah,
I'm hoping.
He could.
It's a far.
If he wants bad enough. It's like the challenge for mice.
Here was my fear. If I push the mattress thing, this pad in there, what if I squish him? And then my attempts to save him is actually his death.
Yeah, angel of death over there.
Okay, see, I need.
You did so well. You did well. That was a really big step.
It actually was.
Yeah, and it was an act of kindness and mercy.
But it's not over. I'm going to just regroup and then try again.
Yeah. Well, how long is this guy's conference call?
I hope not long. Oh my God, this is not where I was expecting this episode to go. We were talking about things uncovered and discovered.
Wings.
Stop now doing what you do when you silent laugh. Oh my God. Okay. Everything is going to be okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
I am more embarrassed that I have this kryptonite.
It's fascinating to watch.
Because
it's so unlike you. That's why it's so interesting, because you're so tough and
I'm just thinking about them now. Susie, I just want everybody out there listening to know that if there's something you're afraid of, it's okay.
It is okay.
We all have things.
We all have things.
And sometimes the things are really small. But they feel like they're big. And that could be something that's like a real thing or something that's imaginary.
I've had a bigger reaction for way less.
Okay. See, she's so validating. I hope everybody has a friend like Susie.
But it is also very funny. There is no doubt about that.
I mean, the moment I saw that little tail climb, I was like, what is happening? I can't wait to watch that clip. I've never looked forward to a clip more.
What do you think would happen if it was inside? You would have burnt it down, I swear.
I would abandon everything in here.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, well, my new house doesn't have rats. We're good.
Rats.
It's a mouse. It's actually the cutest mouse in the world.
It's and it's probably really nice and everything.
He looks so nice, and we would probably be friends if we actually got to know each other, but I'm not willing to take the first step.
He is.
He's taking the first leap, please.
Yeah, that is a really sturdy mouse.
Oh, poor little guy. He's just trying so hard. It's probably a she, too.
Can you see him right now?
No.
Okay.
I think he's resting.
Probably died. Resting?
Because a little bit ago I saw some movement in the area. I think he's just taking a break because he's really worn out from all that jumping. Oh my God. Please don't be dead. But also, please be dead. But don't be dead. But okay.
I cannot wait for you to see the footage of you.
I have to apologize to this guy who's on a conference call upstairs. That's what I was like.
Think of that.
I didn't think of how loud my scream was. He's probably like, what the fuck is she doing down there? There's no way that that's relatable content.
She's probably like,
people listen to this show?
She's probably like, listen, yeah, you can stay here. Once a week, my friend comes for a couple hours, but it's nothing. It's no big deal.
Don't worry. She's real quiet. Just keeps to herself downstairs.
Very polite.
Very polite.
I'm sorry you're going through that.
It's not a problem unless you're a mouse.
I'm so sorry this has been so hard for you.
Thanks, Suze. I'm trying to we were talking about shoes. We were talking about murders.
Okay, look, do you want to... Can we recover from this?
I think so. I think we can. We can regroup. What the fuck were we talking about?
Okay,
how
for real
did I get in
okay.
that story? We were
I
thinking,
wanted to know.
What could it be?
Yeah, but so I'm not familiar at all with the location. So number one, why is there barbed wire?
That I want to know that too. No explanation.
Because that's weird, and that could be helpful if we knew what that is all about.
Yeah. It didn't look like barbed wire. It just looked like I probably said that, but it's like a wire fence. But no barbs. But just
how tall?
And like I said, wire with posts. So not like you can't see through it or get over it or it's not like
Does
privacy.
It look like an official fence or some makeshift
it looks like
scenario?
A makeshift fence. Yeah. And the part that I was kind of annoyed with is he brought his friends back the next day with the dogs and everything. And if that was a crime scene, you've now really gone and fucked it up. They like opened that shirt with the rocks in it. They like opened it up.
What would that be about? I don't understand.
Thank you. What the I don't understand either. What is that?
Sarah is so distracted.
I know. Do you see it? I'm like noticing myself, noticing the. It's
like, is it on me? Right.
I don't know what to do.
It's hard to.
Could you imagine if this happened in 5 minutes into our episode? What that would have been like for the rest of the show?
Are you okay over there?
Yeah, I think I'm okay. I just am sad that I'm not the person who's able to save an animal right now. Because it feels like my two personalities are fighting right now. The animal lover who loves animal facts and is ready to like risk life and limb to help someone in need, all creatures great and small, and the person who's scared and terrified of things that scurry. They're in direct conflict. I can't be both things. I do want to know, and I'm having a problem with that.
I accept that you're not going to do it, but I do want to know, like, if you were on a challenge or whatever, like, oh my God, what would you do?
I honestly, I think that would be the one thing I quit. I think I honestly, because something else came over my body right there that like I was going to cry. And that there is a pane of glass between us.
Yeah.
You want to take away that pane of glass and then multiply the thing I'm terrified of? No. Thank you.
Yeah. Remember
I'm going to have a full-blown...
Did you ever see the footage of when they poured eels on me in like a tub?
Yes.
And it's like,
Susie,
you're paralyzed. Like, you can become paralyzed.
I can't believe you did. I can't... No.
And I don't even have like a specific eel phobia. So like imagine if you have like a specific scurry phobia and then you're confronted with the scurrier. But you do love Fievel.
I do. I mean, that song is just so good. Just maybe it's the clothes. I need him to be in a little outfit.
Overalls or whatever.
Yeah, give him overalls.
Because didn't he become a farmer at some point? I feel like there was a sequel. There was farming involved.
Fievel goes west
to farm.
I think,
or for what, the gold rush?
Yeah, like it's just headed west. Like first goes to America, and then he's he's like a
adventure,
like Wild West kind of thing. I think
yeah,
it's like that. It's like Fievel in the Wild West. Yeah, but I think there were overalls involved.
I do feel like we need closure though on this.
We'll get it. I'll make sure that my friend absolutely 100% takes care of this.
What is his profession, this man?
I honestly don't know. And I say it. I told you, it's like I'm going to call him my friend because like I know him, but like he's friend's friend who's staying here, and I don't like he's got one of those jobs where he works for like a corporate like a company where the conference call sounds really boring, like really important and boring, and like that is like not the kind you want somebody screaming about a mouse in the background of. Or, right?
I will be watching this on a loop.
Screaming.
I know it seems like we've been on this call a long time,
right.
but we actually do have time for another.
Good, I've got it.
Okay.
So let's go back to our puppy dog eyes, right? I thought this is a great finding because it tells us so much about human. I don't know what we do as people. We put ourselves at the center of fucking everything.
Right. Because this is about mistaken theory.
Yes. Have you
read about this?
Okay. Mm-hmm. So there was a recent study that was done, and this is like very recent, that, or maybe, I don't know, whenever it came out, whatever.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
It did.
But puppy dog eyes are not exclusive to pets. That African wild dogs also make puppy dog eyes. And so previous work had suggested that the enlarged muscles within the faces of domestic dogs facilitated these expressive movements and things that helped to communicate between pet and owner. Like we thought, oh, this is how dogs evolved because they need to get their needs met from us. So they adopt these human-like expressions.
Yeah, like we domesticated them and then
they're like this because of us.
Yeah.
Is what we said. And that's what all the theories have said for so long. But what they looked at, they took the muscle structure of a 12-year-old African wild dog, and they compared the wild dog facial muscles to that of the domestic dog, and the results showed that the length of these muscles were similar to collies, dachshunds, German shepherds, Jack Russell Terrier domestic dog breeds. And so they concluded that the muscles are not only enlarged in domestic dogs, but also developed in a similar way in these African wild dogs because they're such a social animal. That the way that they hunt, the way that they live, the way that they interact, they need those expressions to
communicate with each other?
Yes. And what I thought was really interesting that they added in the end, that they only found a partial like muscle change in gray wolves, and gray wolves are known to communicate with one another through touch and scent, suggesting that touch and scent is more important to that like evolution of dog, and not and then it made me think about like the personality differences in those, like anybody who owns a husky or anything that's like wolf like. That dog does not respond the same way to facial express. They always like, oh, they have big personalities and they are like doing their own thing, and they just are like harder to train sometimes because they're like, I don't care what you say. I'm gonna go do what I want over here. But they would probably respond maybe to more scent or touch related things to like
Wouldn't
train.
it be funny if like in the dog community they called them like human eyes?
Yeah, right? They're like, oh, he's giving that person human eyes over there. Yes, yeah. Oh, look at that little baby human.
I would love to know if it's effective in what it does communicate. Because what do you think it communicates with the African dog pack? What are they saying to each other?
Maybe
it's like sad or happy or something?
Yeah, or maybe when, I think it's more for like, oh, maybe with like the puppy dog eyes, but I was thinking along the lines of like, yeah, I would imagine if you live in a very communal pack situation where it's like a hierarchy and everything, that those little facial expressions are like, don't eat me, oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
Or like I'm a good one, it's fine. But then I was also thinking of like, maybe they're signaling when they're hunting and they're like, oh, that one over there, like, like a little more of that.
Yeah, or
that, like,
fear or safety or something.
Yeah, that they are more expressive because they need, if you are hunting in a pack, moving quickly, and you can't communicate in any other way with, like, I feel like maybe you sometimes have to be quiet because you're hunting and you can't be barking or doing all that.
Making
so you have
a ruckus.
To like communicate. You're like doing big eyes to your friend across the way, like, hey, that guy, we're gonna get him.
Totally,
I think it's like one of those where he's like
the nudge.
Nudge, like with the eye, like wink, wink, doing something like that, and like develop these facial expressions to communicate within a pack without. Like,
you're so right though that the mistheory was just
putting us right
ego.
in the middle. Yes. And I was like, this is an example. This is a smaller version of the sun revolves around the earth.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a name for it. I wrote down human-centric, but there's an actual name for it. And then I was like trying to look it up, and my computer was not working at the time. But what is that word? It's like the word for when something's centric. It's like,
not ego.
No, it's like human-centric, but it's another word for human. It's like it's like what we used during that.
Well, there was like heliocentric. I remember that.
And then there's another one.
Right.
I can't.
I don't know.
I can't remember, but
we still do it.
Yeah, and I just was like, that is so human nature to do that.
Yeah, because the African wild dog has not been domesticated, right? It's still just like a wild.
Yes, still wild. It is like, yeah.
Making puppy dog eyes and
making puppy dog eyes.
With each other.
Exactly.
What do you think the odds are that you know what scurried on up that pillow?
I actually somehow think it's good because I have seen no activity.
So it may have died or...
Two things are possible. Safety, I saved the day, or I murdered him.
All right, well this will have to be a cliffhanger, I guess. Oh my God, do you feel totally drained?
I need a drink.
That is awful. That everyone knows what that feels like, though.
Yeah. And I act like, whoa.
When's the last time you saw a mouse, like, in your proximity?
Oh, a long...
I wouldn't be surprised if you were like June 4th,
I know,
19.
Right? I'm actually thinking, like, I'm pretty sure it was an outside situation. It was like a camping situation or something like that. And I'm was like,
you don't see
we're
more
okay
of these guys.
Because we're on a raised, like, rooftop tent. And I'm surprised I don't see more.
You would hate my house. I'm really glad you didn't see any in here.
Don't. Why would you say that?
I'm sorry.
I'm going to pretend I never heard that. And I'm just going to carry on like normal when I'm at Susie's house, pretending like...
I mean, I don't see him a lot, but it's not...
Never. Right.
No,
because it's a house and you live in nature and they're going to be like, hello, this is their environment. It's fine. This is why you have cats.
Yeah.
This is why I need a cat. Problem solved.
I think that really, I can't believe you haven't thought about it already.
It's for safety. Actually, I need, you know how they say like
a
guard
dog
is like, this is what I need.
So I need a bodyguard cat
to protect me from the mice. And yeah, I'll be like, don't talk to that. She's working. You know how they have like the little vests for like the dogs that are like
a service animal.
Yeah, this is a service. Don't pet her. She's on the job.
Sarah, I'm really sorry, but I will say I'm very proud.
Thanks.
You know that you overcame that phobia to try to help a friend.
Thanks. I tried. I think I did.
Because you know that it's not a threat, but it's also like a real phobia.
I know it's irrational. That is the definition. I know it.
Yeah.
But I hope that this is relatable. I hope that people who maybe have fears feel not so alone. That's what I always try to do with how I share on here, is make people feel like their experiences, you know, they're not alone in it. So
no, everyone can relate. Thank you all for listening and for working through this with us.
Thanks. You guys have been real troopers.
That was a total journey, especially because it was like punctuated with these like the wise mind saying like I need to save it, but that was just
the irrational mind, right? So it's like I could feel it. It's like two me's, like fight. They're like two, you know, two versions of us inside there, and they're like in a battle. And that battle, I am feeling. There's something about this experience that has made me a better therapist. I don't know what it is not yet, but it'll all.
If you've ever thought like, hey, maybe I should watch the videos on YouTube, this might be a good one for you to do that, because
I can't wait. I cannot wait. Oh.
Thank you for using our codes, for leaving us 5-star reviews, and just subscribing and being brainiacs. We love you all, and we'll see you next time. She didn't even do bye.
I didn't.